We were talking about OpenAI a little bit before. 2022 was the first year of commercial operations and the 66th year of work on artificial intelligence. That work began in 1956 at a conference here at Dartmouth College. We see the tail end and we think it happened in an instant, but that's not the way innovation works. It requires patience, it requires persistence, it requires overcoming false steps, fumbles, and yes, failures on the way to success.
AI is an opportunity. It can amplify the best in us. It can amplify the worst in us. And it's also forcing discussions on what it really means to be human, because by thinking about what it means to be human is how we can amplify the best to make AI a success. And so I loved picking up elements of past conversations on collaboration, on curiosity, and on creativity. Do you yourself see any connections between this sort of disruption and how we might succeed in the face of AI?
We could talk for hours about AI, and I'll give you just a couple thoughts, and we can branch further if we want, or maybe we'll save that for a follow-up podcast. Who knows? Of course, AI is a topic that everybody is thinking about. Here's my own story. In July of 2022, I switched careers from a consultant to an academic. And I think, okay, now I get a chance to relax. Consulting is hand-to-hand combat. Every day you're fighting something. And the world of academia, of course, that moves slowly. Not too much happens. 4 months later, OpenAI introduces ChatGPT 3.5. And here I am right in the middle of a big disruptive change. So we as educators have to think about how we teach and assess differently. I jump in the deep end. I design and teach a class called Gen AI and Consultative Decision Making. About half of our graduates go into consulting. So essentially a sandbox to let people play around with the technology. My biggest takeaway, the unlock, if you're going to get the most out of AI, is wisdom. The wisdom to be able to ask the right question to an AI, to prompt in the right way, the wisdom to be able to distinguish something that actually is useful output from what you might colloquially call a hallucination, or you might call something else if you want to. Wisdom is the key. How do you develop wisdom? Well, I had my students read an interview that Jerry Seinfeld, the comedian, did with the Harvard Business Review a few years ago. And he was asked, your writer's room was famous for you micromanaging it, for there being lots of burnout. Would it have been better if you had hired someone like McKinsey to help you with it? Seinfeld responds, who's McKinsey? The interviewer says, they're a consulting company. Seinfeld asks, are they funny? Having cut my teeth at McKinsey, I can report his answer. The answer of the interviewer is correct. No, they are not. Seinfeld then says, then they couldn't have helped me. This is the key thing. The right way is the hard way. The right way is the hard way. The show was good because I obsessed over every single detail. This is what I tell my students. The right way is the hard way. Those of my students who like to go to the gym to work out, if they wanted to, they could bring a forklift to the gym and they could lift any amount of weight, but that's not the point. The right way is the hard way. That's what develops the wisdom. The wisdom is the unlock to make AI a tool that lets us all go further.